everybody. I just wanted to make a little video about Honda Element beach camping. I've looked at the internet and looked on YouTube and haven't seen too many videos about Honda Element beach camping. There's some stuff out there, but I thought I could add a little bit more to it. So this is my 2005 Honda Element. I bought it secondhand. You're gonna be mad at me, but I paid $800 for it. I know, it was a fantastic deal. But I bought it with the intention to take it beach camping. So today I have a beautiful fall day over here on Cape Lookout. This is the South Core Banks, or Davis Island as it's better known. It's about 25, 28 miles of basically deserted beach. It has some fishing cabins up above, public restrooms, but take a look around. It's nothing but beautiful ocean, seagrass, and I found a little location here to park and make a little camp for my Honda Element. So follow along as I have some little tricks and tips that I've come up with, and hopefully make your Honda Element camping better. This is very amateur. I just decided to do it because we're sitting here on the sand enjoying ourselves, so I said, let's put together a video. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. So if you own a Honda Element already, you know that they have this handy little spare tire cover. Well, from what I understand, there used to be a table kit that you could get for it. It makes legs and whatnot. I don't have the table kit, so I just used my ingenuity and used what was around me. So I took one of my tote bins and I put my little spare tire cover over top of the tote bin. I got the towel here as a little cover. Mine has some sticky stuff on it. And I used one of my beach chairs as a place to eat. You can put your stuff right here in front of you. It's pretty steady. It's not going to go anywhere. And you're at the right height where you can eat by using something that's already in your Honda Element. It doesn't take up any extra room. So one thing I really enjoy when I'm out on the beach camping is a fire. I've come before and didn't have a fire. And I tell you, you really kind of lose out on some ambiance, some of the greatness of being outdoors camping without a fire. So firewood tends to be real bulky and it's dirty and messy and a trick to carry and tote over here. So one thing I found is Tractor Supply has these fire bricks. They generally have them in the winter time through till spring. So a lot of times I wait till spring and I'll find these bundles $3 to $4 at Tractor Supply, but there's 6 pieces in here and you can stack them together. You stack 2 by 2 by 2 into a hole in the sand. I generally line the hole with seashells to promote airflow through the bricks, and with a little fire starter such as these here, starter blocks underneath of them, and light it up, and they start off really great. And a bundle like this will burn for at least 2.5 hours or more. So I tend to you can get 4 of these bundles in one of these Rubbermaid bins, and it makes for a really great fire. Smells good too, burns down to nothing, just leaves ashes, doesn't leave any charcoal chunks and whatnot. So check these out down at the Tractor Supply. So I found a great way to start your fire starter and your fire bricks is with one of these torch setups. Sometimes they come with a blue tank. I just use the camping stove tanks because they fit right on this. Simply screws on, screws off. Got an automatic start. Push the button, it lights right off. But that way you can use these same fuel tanks with the torch as you can any kind of a camping stove or camping grill. But these are real handy to start your fire with because of the breeze and whatnot. Sometimes a lighter just doesn't do it, but one of these and some of the fire starters on these bricks will get your fire going in no time. So another cool thing I found for basic Element off-road beach camping is this little snow shovel from Walmart. It was in the discount bin. It's got these little buttons that you depress to extend it out, and it makes a neat little shovel to dig a fire pit, or should you get stuck in sand. You can also change the end of it so it kind of makes a pulling tool. I paid $11, and then it actually went half off after that. So I ended up with it for $11, but it collapses down nice. It's pretty sturdy, and I found that it fits right here in the little Element storage bin nice. That's kind of where I came up with to keep it, and it rides there really good, doesn't jiggle around, doesn't make any noise. So if you can find one of those, pretty good little tool to have. One of the other things to consider when you're out here on the beach Element camping is, where am I going to sit? So I just happen to have these little beach chairs. They sit low down to the sand. They have an adjustment to where they rock back. You can really lay back in these things, and you can get really comfortable. I'm not really even sure where I got them, but I had them in my shop, and they work really great over here on the sand. So when you're going to come over here for a few days, make sure you remember to pack something where you can sit. So another item that I found really handy to have over here on the beach camping is some sort of a little fold-up table. This is another Walmart item. This is a lifetime table, but it fits in the element real good and folds out. It has a lock. Legs pull out really easy. And once it's set up, it gives you a good base to prepare food on. At nighttime, I put my bins up here to keep them off of the ground, or to keep any of the crabs away. Not that they could get into the bins, but I keep it out of their little reach. But a little fold-up table makes your camping adventure on the beach a whole lot easier. Makes it a lot nicer to prepare food because it's right here rather than being close to the ground. So when you're beach camping and it's time to eat, you can always go with a little gas grill or a charcoal grill. I prefer gas because it's faster, but this trip I decided to travel light, and I figured I would just cook over the fire. So what can you cook over the fire? So hot dogs are usually the first thing that comes to mind, and you need a hot dog skewer. So this is another Dollar Tree item. Dollar Tree has these for $1. They telescope or extend out good long ways, keep your hands from burning. They work great for marshmallows. I can tell you they work fantastic for hot dogs, but tonight they're going to be shish kebab skewers. So another neat little item that you can get from the Dollar Tree that you can take along with your camping gear and your Honda Element. Another thing to consider when you're out here beach camping on an island like this is there's no light, there's no ambient light, there's no street lamps, there's really no other cars or anything. So you find yourself stumbling around your element looking for your gear and whatnot. It helps to have some light. So a real handy thing to have is some of these little solar lights, little stakes, go right in the sand. I got these from Dollar Tree, they're $1 a piece. You can get 2 or 3 of them or 8 or 10 of them, whatever you feel like doing, but they actually put out a lot of light. When it's this dark out, these put out some light, and they're good to have around your camp or near your doors, or maybe make a little trail back to the element from your campfire or whatever. That's what we did with them. So they work really good. Those are cheap. And the other thing is I came up with some of these little Ozark Trail lanterns. This is a Walmart item. They have a little bracket that lets you pull them. They put out a lot of light, but these are real handy. The pack that I bought had 2 small ones and this one Big Daddy in it. They put out a lot of light. So over here at Cape Lookout, the bathrooms don't have any lights in them at nighttime. So although you could probably take a shower in the dark, it's not the best thing. So bring these little lanterns, and there's always some kind of a nail around. Hang it right up there near the shower or near the sink, and it really lights up the whole room in a pitch black room. The other consideration is if you want to have your hands free, you can use these little Ozark Trail headlamps. They have a little LED light bar in them. They take some AA batteries, and they work really great. They have a pivot function to them so they can pivot down to your hand, a couple different lighting functions. Some of them have a red light feature. These do not have it. I just prefer the white light, but perhaps if you're a fisherman or something, you can use ones that have the red light function. But these are a few bucks. They take AAAs, I believe, so I always keep some AAA batteries around. I think this big one takes some AAs. That's the other thing, keep some batteries around for all this stuff. Of course, no batteries with these, that's what makes those nice. So make sure you have some lights when you're going beach camping in your element. So one of the other things that I found really handy is these Rubbermaid tote bins. I tend to keep all my camping gear in them, and that way when I stow them in the element, they stack and they don't move around. They do slide a little bit on the floor of the element, so you can put some rubber sheets down, like material that keeps tools from sliding. I think Walmart has rolls of stuff that's for dishes and cabinets that keep stuff from sliding around. I just kind of put them in there tight, but these bins have a locking top. We left them out in the rain last night and they got rained on and everything's nice and dry. Pull the lid off, but I keep paper towels, wipes, skewers, everything that kind of like the camping gear goes in these, and then I keep one sometimes for breads and some of the other dry goods to eat with. So as far as sleeping in your basic element beach camping trip, I just went to Walmart and bought I think this is like a twin air mattress. They're maybe 10, 11 bucks. It came with a pump. And it fits right in between the wheel wells pretty good, depending on how much air you put in it. It kind of can crown, but I fill it most of the way with air. And when you put the seats all the way forward, I'm 5'10½". I can stretch all the way to the front and put my head against the tailgate, and I have plenty of room. So just a simple air mattress from Walmart works really good in one of these. All right, so one of the other little things that I discovered when I was first camped in my element is, well, normally I sleep with my head to the end of the sunroof. It's nice to look up and see the stars at night. I realized when I go to get out of the truck, it's hard to reach this door handle. It's all the way to the front. You have to kind of shimmy all the way to the front and grab a hold of it. So I came up with some simple lanyards I had laying around, and I made a little door pull. So when I'm in the truck, I close the door, and I actually clip this into the rear door handle, and then when I get up, I simply pull it, and it opens the door, where I don't have to reach all the way to the front and try to basically fall out the truck, because remember, you have to open this front door before you can open this door in order to get out. So another little thing that I figured out of necessity with these Honda Elements is I needed a place to dry towels and some linen. Well, this little wing window made a perfect place to hang this pillow cover and to dry it. Now, I wouldn't put anything real thick in here, but the window's pretty pliable, so if it's a thin fabric, it'll go right in here, stay right in, the wind won't take it down. For the towel, this is a bath towel. I just have one layer up in the window, and I just raise the window enough to pinch it in. It's out here drying in the wind, not going to go anywhere, not going to land in the sand. So just kind of another little Honda Element camping hack that I figured out of necessity. As you can see, the LED light upgrade puts a lot more light in the back of the Honda Element, and I highly recommend that upgrade. Puts a lot of light in here for when you're getting your bed ready. A crucial element to taking an Element off-road is your tire pressure. With the limited off-road capability, especially in sand, it's really important to air down your tires. There's a little sticker I've seen before, and I'm going to use their phrase. It says, "Don't be a clown, air down." So you can get air pressure gauges that are pretty accurate at Harbor Freight Tools, Walmart, anywhere. Try to get a better quality of a gauge, though, just to make sure you're accurate. Most of the time, at least here in the Outer Banks, when you come off of the island, they have an air up station where you can air the tires back up when you come off the ferry. I also keep this little tool. This is a valve stem tool. I don't take the valve stem out when I lower the pressure. I simply use one of these ends. And there's a little pointed end and there's a little squared off end. You can use a little pointed end, but sometimes that's tricky to get onto the little stem. Use this flat end here, and you can push it in and start to remove your air like that. Now I'm already down to my pressure, so just an example. But these little tools are sold in automotive parts stores. And they come in handy. This end helps to put your threads back in order. It's kind of like a little tap and die. But this other end is to remove the valve stem. It's got a little slotted end on it. But remember, if you're going to go off-road in an Element, particularly in the sand, make sure you air down. I'm at 16 pounds. There's no set pressure. Don't be a clown. Air down. Okay, one thing to keep in mind when you're taking a Honda Element off-road is that it has limited off-road capability. When I'm over here on this sand, it's very deep, it's very soft. So I try to stay on this sand that's a little more firm. You can see my tracks where I've been, and even though I'm sinking in a little bit, it tends to stay up on the top of the sand. Now, like I said in the previous segment, I've got my tires down to 16 PSI. What you don't want to do is go over here into these other ruts. You can see it's up to my calf. These ruts here from the big trucks will get you hung up. This center right here will get your crash bar on the fuel tank stuck, and then you're going to be like a turtle flipped over. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. So try to stay away from these big ruts. Try to stay up on the more firm sand where the Element can really use its all-wheel drive to the best of its capabilities. So I hope you enjoyed my little spontaneous video about basic Honda Element camping, coming to you from the shores of Cape Lookout in the great state of North Carolina. Make sure you get out and use your Element. That's what they're here for. They're very affordable. They're plentiful. Yeah, they got 1,000,000 miles on them, but you got to give them a little love and keep them out here, keep them moving around. Make sure you leave some comments in the bottom. I know that I didn't cover everything. Realize this is a very spontaneous video. I had a whole beautiful day and just came up with the idea to make this video. I just sort of hope it adds to some of the Element content out on YouTube, but leave your comments below and get together with other Element people. Enjoy them, get out. It would have been great to have some more Elements out here. So guys, keep on keeping the Elements going, and maybe make a video later on. We'll see you.